For the past 2 years, we use a program called Talent Ed, is what it's called, and so our applications are done online. Used to, they were done by hand. We had file cabinets full of applications. So now, like I said, it's all digital. I guess that's how the world's going. Nowadays, paperless. That's how everybody's going. But if you want to apply for our job, you go to our website and you click on employment and employment opportunities. And on there, you see the jobs listed and you click apply. If it's the first time you've been on there, you do have to create a profile. But then after that, any job that comes open, you can apply for. You also can set it for, if I want a notice, if any other jobs are posted, I can set a notice that I get an email about that, and that's good. Also, when I apply for that job, there's a contact. There may be the principal's email or phone number on the campus. Us being not a large district, we're fine with people contacting the principal or something on campus because they actually do recommend to the board who they want to hire. So we still are personal in that area. You know, I go to some things in a lot of your larger districts, the HR department gives you a pool to select from. And I guess we kind of do by the ones that apply, but we still let our principals kind of decide who they want to hire and everything, or recommend. And our department makes sure that they have the credentials to do that. Now, on the other side of it, if I'm a principal, the great thing about it is I can go on there and click on it and pull up anybody's application. My job's posted there. Anybody applied for my job, I can click on the applicants for that, and I can pull up the applicants for that job. In the past, you know, middle school and high school, they're both secondary. They may be trying to hire somebody to teach math and somebody certified in middle school and high school. Well, if I have that application, it's hard for the other principal to see it. Now, it's easy because it's online. You have complete access to it. So it makes it a lot easier to do that way.
Yeah. Michael Lamb's big on information, and you talked about some of the surveys that you do to try to track a lot about hiring and retention and recruitment and all those things.
Oh yes. One thing is what I did just a while ago with our new teachers is I do a short survey about recruiting, where you heard about the job, we got information about the job. You know, I attend job fairs. We post on our website, Region 8 website, sometime different other websites we post on. Word of mouth, I think that's a big thing also, people talking to other people. So we want to know what's working, what's not working. Maybe we can put our emphasis on that. So that's something I do. Also, with the new staff we hire, we're tracking them to see our retention rate. How many are staying after a year, 2 years, 3 years. So we're going to track new staff for 5 years. So I started that last year. So that's the second year for last year's staff, or actually year before last. And the last year's staff already has 1 year. So we're doing that to kind of see what we're doing. And so far, so good. You know, we lose some to retirement, some for family reasons, things like that. And then some people just want to go someplace else, and we understand that. I've changed jobs in my career, so I understand sometimes we do it for family and for our goals in our career, so we understand that. So that's something we do with our new staff. With our staff that's exiting, we do an exit survey. So maybe why you're leaving our district. You know, were there any problems or anything? Where you're going, are you taking another job? Was it for pay? Was it because you didn't get along with your administrator, things like that? So we also ask questions that in our exit survey. We also leave open-ended questions, things you liked, things you didn't like, things you might improve. So we look at those also. And, you know, I've been happy to say, you scroll all the way to the bottom of some of those surveys, and that I think the last one on that exit survey is, would you recommend people to work here at KSST? And overwhelmingly that's yes, so that's good. That makes us feel good. But all those things we can look at and help us in recruiting, help us in keeping teachers, things like that. And we do a few others too, but those are our main ones we do with our staff people.
It's also interesting to hear what you're doing with graduating seniors to kind of get their, I guess, input on what their schooling was like, and then to look ahead with them.
Right. We do that through life track services. And what we're doing, we're tracking our seniors. So one of the first things we do is, before they leave at the end of their senior year, we give them a survey. And it's kind of similar, you know, asking about the high school. Do they feel like they were prepared, whether to go to college or out in the working world or whatever they're going to do? Do they feel prepared to do that? So we ask them questions about that. We ask them, you know, do they feel safe at school? Do they feel like the teachers were prepared and they were taught, you know, they feel like the teachers did their best job possible to teach them? We ask them things about that also. So it's kind of in depth, asking questions about their time here, and if they're prepared for the future. So we do all that, and I receive that back in a survey. A company does that, but it breaks it down by, male, female, ethnicity, all those things. So it breaks all that down, which is great information. And then also what that company does is in about 18 months, those graduates will get another letter and a survey from us about how they're doing. Do they really think they were prepared? Now that you're looking back, maybe somebody says, well, no way. Maybe we should have done this, this, and this. So that'll also help us in doing that. But we stay in contact with them for 5 years. And there's another survey sent out in the 5th year. And I think it's good about this. I say it's good. We haven't gotten to the second survey yet with them because it hasn't been 18 months. But they will email, text, and phone these students. Now, they won't get a hold of all of them. I understand that. But some of the other companies, what they'll do, they'll just send stuff to colleges. So they're just worried about the college kids. We're not worried. We're worried about everybody that graduates from here. Did they go out to society? Are they making a positive influence, positive impact on society? So it's doing that. And also a part of that, and I didn't tell the board last night, there's a part of that, 1-800 class reunion. And what that is, our 3 class officers, senior class officers, they get information also from that. So when they have class reunions, say 5-year, 10-year, 15-year, they can use that information to reconnect. So it's another good side of that they can use that. So I brought those 3 kids in and explained, this is what you'll be getting. You'll be getting access to this. So that's another good piece of that.
I was kind of surprised. I figured, for graduating seniors, you might do a sample or something like that. But you really diligently try to touch base with every single solitary senior that's graduating.
Yes, and I went over to the high school last spring. I had a senior meeting, so I passed everything out there. I had my list. I went through and checked who I had, who I didn't have. I even went through and their address. I checked what we had in our computer to what they had. If it was different, I found out what the difference was. I checked phone numbers, emails, everything. So it's comprehensive. I did all that. Then went to graduation practice. I had a list of about 20 or 30 that I didn't get because maybe they were gone or some of them, some of them I turned it in. So I went there, and then also I went to that list and got those people at graduation. I might have missed 1 or 2, but I guarantee I have about 98% of the ones who graduated. So that's real good.
Yeah. You can really provide some information on the health of the district in terms of how things are going, or if there are problem areas, if something keeps popping up. And you've got these graphs and percentages and all that kind of stuff that provide a lot of information that is of interest.
Oh, it is. It's great information that we use. And surveys also I didn't talk about last night. We also do some climate surveys. We send them out to parents. Most time it's in an email form. And we get, the response on that is not as great because it's completely private. We don't know who's turning in what. I don't have a checklist to go through who did or who didn't. But that's something I want to emphasize with the public. When they get those surveys during the I think it's in the spring, all the Bowie parents are getting one. All the Travis parents are getting one. We get those back. Administrators look at those. Principals look at those. So those are very important to fill those out. Some people just discard the email and don't fill those out. Those are very important. We look at those. We even make changes and recommendations on things based on some of those. So it's very important to do those. We also do a climate survey with all staff at every campus on how it's going there. So we ask questions about their principals. We ask questions about school climate and how it's going. So we use all those things also on surveys. So we do a lot of surveys, but we get a lot of great information back that we use to help us improve our school because we want to be the best school we can.